Okay, I was gonna say this starting out, and I wasn't sure. Is Venom one of the top 5 villains of all time? Right? Like, we're gonna get into this video. We're gonna do Marvel Strike Force content on Venom and the other villains of the Spider-Verse, or the other symbiote villains. But I was just about to say, one of the top 5 villains of all time, and then I stopped and I was like, yo, can I even say that? Because for me, Joker's one. I love Joker. Magneto is up there for me, only because of his history and how he got to where he is, because it's like, I get why he's a villain, and I would have been too. You know what I'm saying? Venom, because pieces of him are Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Spider-Man, that's the ultimate arch enemy, where it's like, no, not just, oh, we're like the same, but different. No, like the whole Professor X Magneto thing, that's different. That's different. This one is like, no, I am me because you. So, and I am horrifying. So, I don't know. We're going to get to this video, but Sabretooth I got to give an honorable mention to, even though he's kind of died out as a villain. This might be very 90s. I keep bringing up the 90s when I'm going through Marvel. Is Venom a top 5 villain of all time? I don't even know. Let's get to the video.
Everybody loves a hero.
People line up for them, cheer them, scream their names, and years later they'll tell how they stood in the rain for hours just to get a glimpse of the one who taught him to hold on a second longer. I believe there's a hero in all of us.
Hi guys, I'm Grabby here, and this is a Marvel Strike Force video. In this video, I'm still on that question, is Venom a top 5 villain of all time? And we're talking about like major comic book brands and labels. I know there's a bunch of independents and stuff like that, and you can pull out a crap ton of villains that are more sinister or better written than the ones in like Marvel and DC and Image and Dark Horse and all that other stuff. But in terms of like, the mainstream ones, is Venom top 5? I don't put Lex Luthor in there. He was always lame to me. I don't put Cheetah in there. She was lame to me. I don't put like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Ultron was lame to me. Albeit cool concept, kind of lame. I don't know. Is Hulk in there? Because Hulk is a villain. He's also a hero. But he's also a villain. But he's also a hero. But a villain. Anyway. Anyway, okay, enough of me just messing around. So, this is like continuation of the status effects. Now it's kind of like devolved more into actually going into the kits of the actual characters, trying to find synergies within their teams. If there's other synergies, I'm going to try to pick them up as I go along. But yeah, this is like now still going through the status effects, but I think I've covered that pretty well in the last 3 videos, so I won't go through it as much, but I'll still point them out, try to give some insight for those of you who are like me, still learning the game. So let's get to the kit. Maul. Attack primary target for 180% damage. That'd be 230% damage if I had that up to level 7. Apply bleed for 1 turn. Flip 2 positive effects to negative effects. This attack cannot be dodged. All right, so I like the flipping the 2 positive effects to negative effects, but that's a very blah ability on the A1. So, on the A2, attack primary target for 330% damage, which would be 380 if I had that like up to level 7. Apply ability block and 3 bleed. Then that would be 3 bleed for 2 turns if that was up to level 7. Now, ability block. We're gonna go ahead and look at ability block because that one is one it's a new one for me. All right, so where are you at? Ability block, where you at? I don't see ability block up here. Oh, it's a debuff. That might be why I'm looking over here on the buff section. There we go. Cannot use special or ultimate ability. Opposite of evade. Lasts until the end of turn. So if I'm running my Icarus and my Icarus gets hit by this A2 before I get a chance, he won't be able to use that two shot if one dies, ability that I love to use so much to just like wipe through PvE content. So not bad. I'm saying that his kit is just kind of lacking for me right now, but that's not bad, I guess. Behind the scenes, I screwed up the video, so now I gotta go back and do something that you won't see me have done because Joyson's on his job. But now I gotta go back to Venom, so we're gonna go back to Venom, or at least I'm gonna go back to Venom. You won't know the difference. Attack primary target for 180% damage and adjacent targets for 140% damage on corruption. The A3, apply heal block for 2 turns to primary and adjacent targets. Spread all negative status effects from primary target to all adjacent targets. Okay. That's plus 50% damage to the primary target, plus 40% damage to the adjacent targets. I was saying this before. I like it because if I'm using Anti-Venom and Anti-Venom uses that ability where he flips a bunch of positive status effects to negative status effects and he's applying bleeds, etc., then I can use Venom on A3 corruption to spread those negative status effects from that target to the rest of the team or to the rest of the enemy team. However, that also makes me feel as though, and I need to see it because all these abilities don't start charged out, and I don't know if corruption starts off fully ready to go or if you have to wait a turn. But it feels as though if I'm going to use this ability or that kind of like chain, then I need to have Venom open up with the A2 unless Anti-Venom's faster. But still, Venom open up with A2, use Anti-Venom, let Anti-Venom do his thing, and then come back and use A3 from Venom to spread the status effects, taking 2 turns, and that depends on how strong the opposing team is, whether that's going to work or not. However, I do like the ability for it to spread. Just don't know how viable that is in game. Anyway, passive. Symbiotes. On turn, heal for 10% of this character's max health. If health is greater than 95%, apply defense up for 2 turns to self and all symbiote allies. Now, if he's faster than the others, this won't matter. He should be at 100%. Then everybody on the team that's a symbiote gets defense up, 50% additional defense, 50% up additional resistance, meaning harder for them to lay negative status effects on you. You get that from the beginning. Gain 100% focus if any Spider-Verse character is present. So for that ability, so if I guess you have like if you have something that's going to hinder or slow down the ability for that, disrupted, for example, for that to be applied. However, if disrupted is there, that means you can't. So I don't know how that focus might help. I mean, it'll help the likelihood of the positive status effect being applied, but I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a minor disrupted. Hold up 1 second. I know I shouldn't do this because of how much I've been screwing this up lately, but I'm about to do it anyway. So let's go ahead and check status effects real quick because I saw that some of the status effects had minor in front of them, and I want it. So minor defense up, minor deflect, minor regeneration, minor offense up. And if we come over here, minor offense down, defense down. Trauma, negative status effects cannot be cleared or flipped. That's safeguard, okay. And then trauma, the effect cannot be copied or spread. Okay, minor bleed, heal, block. So there's not like, I don't see a minor disrupt or anything like that. So anyway, let's go ahead and go back to it. But first, make sure that my face is seen and the kit is seen. All right, so, and then the heal for 15% of this character's max health instead of 10% if I take that up to level 5. So Venom, I mean, he all right, but he's nothing to write home about at this point. Like and this is the same thing, so you guys know, I already did Scream as well, and I'm about to do it again for you now, but like, and maybe it's a good thing that I'm having to reread because I'm definitely not impressed with Scream or Venom's kit, and I'm hoping that it's just, I read them wrong, but right now, the way I feel, like Symbiote Spider-Man and Anti-Venom are the best out of the symbiotes, and I'm happy I have them, but these other two, could have kept them. All right, so symbiote swipes. Attack primary target for 200 plus damage, or 200 damage, plus apply bleed, plus clear 1 positive effect. Chain to 2 adjacent targets for 150% damage, and clear 1 positive effect. This attack can chain to stealth targets, Counterattack breaks this chain. And then the damage will be plus 50% for primary and secondary targets, so 250 and 200. And then apply bleed to secondary target. As of right now, the bleed only applies to the primary. So, next, splitting hairs. Attack primary target for 240% damage, clear 1 positive effect, plus apply offense down, so you will not be able to hit me as hard as you thought you would. And then that's 280% damage. And 240% damage to the adjacent targets if I have that to level 7. Chain to 2 adjacent targets for 240, as I said, if this is level 7, damage, plus clear 1 positive effect, plus offense down. Now, both of these would clear 2 positive effects once I get up to level 7. This attack can chain to stealth targets. Counterattack breaks this chain. See? So there you go. Now, on to hair trigger. Apply slow and disrupted. Sorry, let me roll up. Attack primary target for 250% damage. That would be 300% damage if I had that to level 7. Apply slow and disrupted. Disrupted is the basically buff immunity, which means that positive status effects won't be applied or will be blocked. Slow slows you down. Opposite of a speed up. Attack adjacent targets for 250% damage if I had that level 7, and apply slow and disrupted to the adjacent targets. Well, reduce speed bar for the primary target by 30%. This attack cannot be blocked. So we do like the reduction of 30%. And then we're applying disrupted and slow, which are good. They're good. Am I being fair? Slow for 2 turns. Am I being fair? I think it's good, but I mean, I'm not... Okay, on death of any character, heal all symbiote allies by 5% of this character's max health. 5%? That'd be 10% if I had that at level 7. Apply speed up for 2 turns. If this character has 3 or more symbiote allies, applies 30% or remove minus 30% resistance to all enemies. If this character has 3 or more symbiote allies, apply resistance to minus 30% resistance to all allies. I'm guessing that's not on death. I'm guessing that's just straight up. Okay, so that is Scream's kit. Again, it's not like anything spectacular. I like Spider-Man, Symbiote, and I like Anti-Venom. Venom and Scream are just kind of blotting me right now. But let's check out Carnage. Oh, I need to update my I need to update my game. Carnage. So, where are we at? Oh yeah, and this is one thing I asked in the one before when I was going through this. I never watched the Venom movie because I just assumed that Fox was going to screw it up. And then watching the trailers did not give me any hope for it. So it's been legit like 5 years since that movie was released. I am a Spider-Man fan. Have not watched that movie. What do you guys think? Is Venom worth watching? Venom and Venom 2, whatever the second one is called. Is that worth looking at all? Even a little bit? Let me know. Should I watch it? Attack primary target for 230% damage, 280% damage if I had that to level 7. If the primary target has a negative status effect, chain to 1 to 2 targets for 190% damage, 240 if I have that to level 7. Spread 2 negative status effects from the primary target to the secondary target. Okay, so you can spread it on the A1. If the primary target has a negative status effect, chain to the other 2, and then spread 2 of those negative status effects from the primary target to the others. On the for that being the A1, I like it. Plus, especially if you get like an assist now. I do like it. Okay, I like that. All right, attack primary target for 350% damage on slaughter. Plus 100% damage per negative effect. Whoa, what? Remove all negative effects from the primary target. Attack all adjacent targets for 180% damage. So that would be 420 and then 250. He must have low damage because you're talking about additional 100% for all the negative side. If there's 5 negative side effects, that means he's going 5 times harder. Yo, bro. Maybe I do need... Carnage seems to be... but that depends on how hard that hits, though. That does depend on how hard that hits. All right, so now going next. Absolute Carnage. Attack primary target for 420% piercing. Piercing ignores defense. So that'd be 500% Apply 2 bleeds for 2 turns. If the primary target is above 50% health, apply an additional bleed for 2 turns. So I'm applying 3 bleeds for 2 turns. If the primary target is above 50% health, I got 500% damage. That's ignoring defense. Okay, I like Carnage is the best out of the villains so far. He's pretty good in terms of just reading. I don't know, I gotta play test him. All right, when an enemy drops below 25% health, fill speed bar by 20% for self and all symbiote allies. I like that. Plus heal for 10% of this character's max health. Fill speed bar by plus 10%, so that would be speed bar go up to by 30%. I like Carnage. I like him. Is he great? No, but do I like him? Yes. I still would say Anti-Venom is like the best. Spider-Man Symbiote is second best. Then you'll have Carnage, Venom, and Scream. I think is how it would go in that order. But yeah, I do like Carnage. I think he has some potential. He's a brawler. Okay. What is Scream again? Scream's a controller. Okay. Venom is a controller. You would think Venom would be a brawler. Whatever. So in any case, I need to work on... Here's what's going to happen. I am going to take Anti-Venom's already level 80. He's done. Not done, but you know what I mean. I don't have to take him level 80 anymore. I'm going to try to work on his abilities over here. And then I guess Carnage would be next. I guess Carnage would be next to take up to level 80. But we will see. In any case, thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe. See you guys next time.